You want revenge? You want to get back at the people who betrayed you, doubted you, humiliated you? Good. But let me tell you something that will shake your soul. The best revenge is not to hurt them back. The best revenge is to become so damn powerful they don't even exist in your world anymore. You think they broke you? No. They woke you. They showed you their true colors. Good. Now paint your life with fire. You want to know what real power looks like? It's not screaming. It's not proving anything to anyone. It's silence. It's building in the dark. It's leveling up so hard they don't recognize you anymore. Because you're not in the same room as them. You're not even in the same building. You're not even on the same planet. You want revenge? Then hear this. Success is the ultimate revenge. Not screaming, not fighting back, not proving yourself to people who already decided to misunderstand you. You don't fight snakes by crawling on the ground. You rise so high, they suffocate from the lack of oxygen. That's what success does. It elevates you into a world where your enemies are no longer relevant. You don't destroy them by reacting. You erase them by becoming untouchable. Every minute you spend thinking about what they did to you is a minute you just gave away, and they've taken enough from you already. Your time, your peace, your focus, take it all back. Not by confrontation, but by transformation. They hurt you, yes, but they don't get to have the final word. You do. And your final word should be so loud, so undeniable, that it's written in your results, not your replies. Because while they're whispering your name in rooms of jealousy, you're building empires in silence. You're not even angry anymore. You're busy. You don't need to shout at the people who left you behind. You don't even need to remind them what they did. You let your glow do the talking. You walk into rooms they never thought you'd belong in. You close deals they couldn't even dream about. You live a life they don't have access to. And that's the revenge. When you grow so far beyond what they ever expected, they're forced to watch you from a distance, wishing they never underestimated you in the first place. This isn't about ego. This is about self-respect. It's about realizing that the most dangerous thing you can do to people who tried to break you is survive. And not just survive, thrive. Thrive so hard that you turn their betrayal into your blueprint. You use every scar as a ladder. You make every insult a reason to push. You don't just climb, you launch. Because every time someone doubted you, they handed you fuel. Every time they walked away, they cleared your path. Every time they tried to make you feel small, they underestimated the beast inside you. And now you're done shrinking. Now you take up space. Now you walk with that fire in your chest, knowing damn well you're the storm they never saw coming. They thought the pain would ruin you. They thought the failure would define you. They thought the silence meant you were defeated, but you were just getting ready. You were just sharpening your mind, your vision, your power. And now you're not playing defense anymore. You're dominating. Let them see your face in places they said you'd never reach. Let them scroll past your name on headlines they thought would never include you. Let them hear your voice echo in the success they swore you'd never taste, because your story doesn't end with them. It begins with what you do next. Not out of spite, but out of purpose. Not out of rage, but out of focus. You let the pain become the spark, but you're the one who lit the fire. Success isn't just money, titles, or followers. It's peace, it's freedom. It's waking up every day knowing you're no longer chained to the opinions of people who couldn't handle your light. It's being so secure in who you've become that their approval means absolutely nothing. And when you reach that point, that's when you win. That's when you become untouchable. That's when the best revenge isn't something you do. It's something you are. They wanted you to stay broken. They didn't expect you to rebuild yourself stronger. They didn't see you training in the shadows. They didn't hear the battles you fought alone. But you showed up anyway. You kept going. You kept rising. And now they can't reach you, not because you pushed them down, but because you pulled yourself so far up they'd need a telescope just to spot you. You outgrew the pain. You outgrew the lies. You outgrew the version of yourself that ever needed validation from them. They tried to define you by your worst moment. You redefined yourself through unstoppable growth. You turned rejection into redirect. You turned heartbreak into hunger. You turned setbacks into fuel stations. And now they get to sit in the audience while you take the stage. No ticket, no backstage pass, just regret. Let them live with that. Let them choke on your silence. Because the person they tried to bury just bloomed into a force they can't erase. So you don't need to send a message. You are the message. Every level you reach is a reminder that they were wrong. Every goal you crush is proof that their absence didn't stop you, it accelerated you. You don't run toward them anymore, you run past them. You don't explain your success, you embody it. That's real revenge. That's power. That's how you take everything they tried to destroy and build a life they could never touch. Success is not just revenge, it's resurrection. And you? You're the proof that nothing and no one can stop a soul that refuses to quit. Want the next key point expanded like this too? Say the word. They thought they broke you. But what they did was hand you the sharpest weapon you'll ever hold. Pain. Pain isn't your prison, it's your power. It's not the thing that held you back. It's the thing that cracked you open and revealed the version of you that doesn't flinch, doesn't fold, doesn't beg for mercy anymore. You want to know what pain really is? It's the pressure that turns coal into a diamond. It's the storm that makes you sharpen your sword in the dark. It's the teacher that never lies. Pain doesn't destroy you. You destroy through it. They left you, betrayed you, abandoned you when you needed them most. And yeah, it hurt, deep. It tore through everything you thought was solid. But guess what? You're still breathing. You're still here. That's power. That's the first sign that your pain didn't win. The fact that you're still standing is proof that what was meant to crush you didn't finish the job. And now, you don't just survive, you evolve. Every tear you cried in silence was building something inside you. Every night you questioned your worth. Every morning you woke up with nothing but grit in your chest. That was you becoming unstoppable. That was you learning how to walk with wounds without anyone noticing. That was you leveling up with no applause, no comfort, no crowd. Pain made you private. It made you powerful. It stripped you of all the noise and forced you to meet the rawest version of yourself. The version that doesn't give up. The version that doesn't need a crowd to know they're a warrior. People talk about glow-ups like it's about changing your clothes or flexing on social media. No, the real glow-up, it happens in the dark. It's when you face the kind of pain that doesn't show up in Instagram quotes, the pain that pulls you down so hard you have to choose every single day whether to sink or fight. And you fought. You didn't post about it, you didn't explain it, you became it. You turned suffering into strength, you turned heartbreak into heat, you turned pain into purpose. And no one saw it coming. That's what makes you dangerous. Because now you've learned how to build yourself from ashes. You've learned how to walk through hell and not ask for water. You've learned that pain is not your enemy, it's your armor. When people hurt you, they expected you to break. But instead you became someone who doesn't even speak the same language as weakness anymore. Pain didn't ruin you. It rewired your DNA. You don't think like them. You don't act like them. You don't need revenge like them. You've seen the bottom, and it taught you how to climb like your life depends on it, because it did. They thought they could silence you with suffering, but pain gave you a new voice, a louder one, a real one. You stopped pretending. You stopped smiling for people who didn't care. You stopped explaining your heart to people who were never listening. Pain made you clean house. It forced you to burn every bridge that was leading you nowhere. It made you realize that being alone is not a punishment, it's preparation. When people hurt you, it was a gift, because you finally saw who wasn't for you. You finally stopped begging for crumbs. You finally remembered your worth. And now you walk differently. You speak differently. You don't chase anyone anymore. You don't tolerate half love, half truths, half effort. Pain taught you that you're not made for scraps. You're made for greatness. And now you wear your scars like armor. You don't hide them, because every scar has a story, and every story screams, I survived what was meant to end me. This isn't just motivation. This is a damn war cry because pain didn't just show you who others were. It showed you who you are. And now you are not the same. You are fire, forged in betrayal. You are steel, shaped by disappointment. You are lightning, born from breakdowns. The things that were meant to destroy you only remove the weak parts. Now, what's left is pure, untouchable, unbreakable. You used to be scared of pain. Now you use it. You used to run from it. Now you walk through it like it owes you rent. Because it does. Every tear, every wound, every moment of suffering, it built you. And now they can't hurt you the same way anymore. You've changed. Pain taught you how to build boundaries like steel walls. Pain taught you how to choose peace over pleasing. Pain taught you that the worst day of your life was also the day you became your own damn hero. People who hurt you, let them watch. Let them wonder how you didn't just survive. You turned into someone they can't recognize. Someone who doesn't need closure, someone who doesn't need an apology, someone who used pain like gasoline and set fire to every limit that was put on them. That's what pain is for. Not to keep you trapped, but to ignite the part of you that doesn't beg for mercy. It becomes the mercy. You are not a victim. You are a weapon forged by suffering. And now you are dangerous because you've felt pain and you kept walking. You've heard the lies and you stayed focused. You've been broken and you rebuilt better. You've looked your demons in the face and said, "Is that all you've got?" And they blinked. Because you didn't break, you became. That's what pain is. It's not a death sentence. It's a rebirth. It's the universe stripping away every illusion, every fake friend, every false comfort and saying, "Now build." And you did. And you will. Because the version of you that's rising right now, that version is unstoppable. That version owes nothing to the past except to never go back. Say the word and I'll drop the third key point like a bomb next. Silence is the most dangerous sound on earth. It terrifies weak people. It confuses those who tried to break you. It screams louder than any words ever could. Because when you go silent, it means you've stopped explaining, you've stopped chasing, and you've stopped playing their game. You're no longer trying to be understood. You're too busy becoming something they'll never understand. Silence is not weakness, it's strategy. It's you stepping out of the circus while they keep performing. It's you leaving the battlefield without a scratch. Because you realize the war wasn't worth your energy. You don't clap back, you level up. You don't react, you rebuild. And when you're done, they won't recognize the version of you that emerged from the silence they mistook for defeat. When you go silent, people panic. They thought they had power when you screamed back, when you explained yourself, when you cried. But the day you stopped talking, the day you stopped caring to convince them of anything, was the day you took your power back. Silence means you've cut off the supply. No more attention. No more energy. No more emotional access. And now they feel it. They feel the absence of the chaos they used to feed on. They feel the weight of their own words echoing back at them with no response. That's what real strength looks like. Not in noise, but in the stillness that follows a storm. You used to beg for clarity, for closure, for answers. You used to break yourself down trying to make them understand your heart. But now you've learned that your silence is your shield. You don't argue with liars. You don't explain yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. You let your absence say everything. And trust me, it does. Your silence reminds them of what they lost. It makes them wonder what you're building, what you're planning, what you're becoming, because they know. The quieter you get, the louder your next move will be. Every time you're silent, you're working, you're plotting, you're growing. You're leveling up in places they can't see. You're investing your time in results, not revenge. You're putting your energy into your future, not into people who were never built to be part of it. You're not disappearing, you're evolving. You're not hiding. The best part, when you come back, you won't even be the same person. They won't recognize the glow, the confidence, the peace in your eyes. That's what silence creates, a metamorphosis. You don't broadcast your pain anymore, you use it like fuel, quietly, relentlessly, strategically. The world teaches you to be loud, to prove yourself, to scream your worth. But the strongest people I know, They don't talk much. They move in silence. They work in silence. They rise in silence. And when they arrive, it's undeniable. That's who you're becoming. Someone who doesn't need to announce the glow up. Someone who doesn't post every step. Someone who shows up one day and makes every person who doubted them choke on their own words. That's the power of silence. It's not empty. It's explosive. It's the deep breath before the roar. They called you weak when you stopped talking. They called you cold when you stopped explaining. But what they don't understand is that your silence wasn't surrender. It was self-preservation. It was you choosing yourself over the noise. It was you finally understanding that peace is worth more than proving your point. That energy is sacred. That arguments don't change minds, results do. You got tired of the same cycle, the same fake apologies, the same dead-end conversation. So you cut the cord quietly, and that silence, it saved you. It brought you back to life. You started focusing on your grind, on your healing, on your purpose. You stopped checking their page. You stopped waiting for the message. You stopped replaying the memories. And in the silence, something happened. You found your fire again. You remembered who the hell you are, not the version they hurt, not the version that begged, but the version that doesn't need them, the version that walks away with nothing but dignity and a plan. That's the version that wins. Silence teaches you discipline. You don't react to every jab. You don't flinch at every insult. You don't respond to every whisper, because your mind is focused on something bigger. You've outgrown the drama. You've outgrown the games. You've outgrown the emotional ping pong. Now you walk different, you think different, you protect your peace like it's gold because it is, and the people who tried to bring chaos into your life, they can't reach you anymore. Not because you ran, but because you outgrew the level they're stuck on. People fear what they can't control, and silence is control. It means you're no longer playing by their rules. You're writing your own playbook. You're no longer dancing for their approval. You're building in the shadows. And when the results hit, there will be no warning, no post, no announcement, just domination. Quiet, confident, complete domination. The kind of success that can't be denied. The kind of power that doesn't need to scream. Every time you choose silence over chaos, you're winning. Every time you walk away instead of lashing out, you're elevating. Every time you focus on your growth instead of their games, you're taking your crown back. You don't need to clap back, your life will. You don't need to explain why you left, your peace will. You don't need to prove them wrong, your glow will. That's what real revenge looks like. Not a war of words, but a life that speaks louder than anything they ever said about you. So let them talk. Let them assume. Let them wonder. While they waste time trying to figure you out, you're building something they'll never be part of. While they gossip, you grow. While they doubt, you deliver. And when the silence breaks, it won't be with noise, it'll be with legacy. Say the word, and I'll craft your next one with the same fire,